A very good morning to my dear students. How are you all doing? Hope you all are doing good and completing whatever work I am giving. Children, I have observed that you are not completing the work and not uploading it on the drive link that is provided to you. So make sure you complete your work and upload it everything, whatever the practical, the notes, the assignment and worksheets that I give you on the drive link. So as I can start checking your things that your work has been completed, okay. And also if you are facing any problem regarding any subject or any doubt, you can mail me on my email ID that I will be showing you at the end of this video. So make sure you watch this. Children, today we will be discussing and revising the first chapter, that is getting to know plants, and we will also solve the worksheet along with the video. So children, I have already sent you the worksheet on the Prism. So I hope you must have copied the questions. If not, you can do this while watching this video too, and make sure you note down everything, every questions. If you have done it in advance, well and good, very good, and if you have not done, no issues, you can do it right now, okay. So children, without delaying, let us get started with the first chapter, and also make sure that you are completing this worksheet, that whatever we solve, and if there are any spelling mistake or something, please ignore it, and or you can let me know on my email. Also, if there are any doubts regarding the drive link, how to upload it, whatever your queries and doubts are, make sure you ask me through the email and I'll be sharing my email ID too, so don't worry, and make sure you are emailing me. Please don't message me personally, and you have to email me, okay. So this is our first chapter that we will be solving today. We have revised the chapter, but I know many of you have not understood and might have not watched or observed it properly, and still might having many doubts, have not understood the concepts too. So it is opportunity for you all, the ones who have not paid attention, for them too, as well as for the students who have paid attention. You can just have brush up for your knowledge, and it will be helpful for you all, okay, in your for us teachers also, for your assessment purposes, okay. So without delaying, let us start with the chapter. What all we studied, we will be revising it again and then solving the worksheet, okay. So children, we have the lesson, that is growing plants for food. And what did we study in this chapter, or what we will be studying in this chapter? Let me tell you. We know, children, we know living things grow and reproduce. Animals reproduce by different ways. So same like as in animals, a dog will give birth to a puppy, and similarly a hen will give eggs, and the chicks will be hatched out of it, okay. In the same way, plants reproduce too with the help of seeds, and others like from spores and different parts of the plants too. Plants not only reproduce through seeds, but they also reproduce from spores and from the other parts of the plants. But what is the reproduction? Reproduction is a process where the plants give rise to their own kind of other plants from the seed or the different parts of the plants, just to maintain their species and continue living and increasing the growth of their species. So this process is very important, as it helps to keep the species or that particular plant survive and continue living with the other, and it increases the population of that particular plant. So new plants grow from seeds. First of all, let us see how it happens through seeds. Now most plants bear flowers. Some flowers grow into fruits, and fruits contain seeds inside them. Fruits only have one seed, while some other have many other seeds. So the basic unit that give rise to a whole plant is nothing but the seed. Also, the children, the saying goes that a seed holds a whole jungle inside it. Yes, a single seed can give rise to a whole jungle as it reproduces. Yes. So as you can see here in the pictures, what is a seed? Have you ever wondered before learning how a seed gives rise to a whole plant, or how does the plant grow? Have you ever wondered what is inside a seed? A seed has a baby plant inside it. A baby plant develops into a new plant when it finds the right conditions. Yes. So a seed, as how does it give rise to other plants? So first of all, it has got baby plant inside it. So before going to how it reproduces, we need to know what is its structure, correct? So here you can see, as in the picture, the structure of a seed. The outer covering, the protective covering of a seed is called the seed coat. It protects the seed from being damaged. We have done this practically even. We have observed the parts of the seed after soaking it in the water, correct? If you remember, I will be sharing the links in the description for the reference purposes. The previous video that we discussed in the detail about the first chapter and even the practical session, so that you will you'll get the whole idea what was it. We saw the parts of the seed like the seed coat, then it has got embryo, it has cotyledons, the helium is the opening, what is micropyle, etc., etc. We all observed it. You can again do it and also soak the plant. You can grow a plant in your a small pot or the of the bottle or in the bucket, whatever you need some soil, and you can observe for your observation, and as an activity you can do this and send me the pictures of your plant. Any seed, you can take bean seeds or you can take pea seeds, etc., mustard. You can grow it in your waste bottle or cup in a small quantity even, and you can share the pictures with me. It will be very good if you do this activity, and it will be very engaging to observe these plants grow. Okay, it's an amazing experience, so you can do it. And also the practical that I did in the lab, you are not here, but you can also do it in your home. As I said, you can observe it, so you can do that in your home itself, and also email me the photographs and the videos, maybe short videos that you make. Children, you are not reverting back. Please respond to our activities that we request you to do, so that we also come to know that you are enjoying the sessions and you are understanding the concept, so that you are again it should be a two-way process, correct? So let us not, okay, so let us continue with the lesson. We saw this parts of the seed structure. So the parts are seed coat. What is a seed coat? It forms a tough protective layer, and the next we have the cotyledons. What does the cotyledon do? It provides the food store. It is the food store of a seed. It provides the embryo plant with food, and once the leaves come out of and the baby plant grows, these cotyledons are completely used up. The food storage they have is completely used up, so they dry and fall off the attached leaf. Okay, now we have the embryo shoot that goes upwards. It is also called as the plumule. And whereas the embryo has two parts that we discussed it previously, the root and the shoot. The root is also called as the radicle, which will go down inside and form the roots of the plant, which will provide it a firm support, whereas the shoot, that is the plumule, will give rise to a stem which will grow above the ground and form the stems and fruits and leaves of the plant. Okay. Now, as and when we have now studied the structure once again, let us now study what is germination. Now, we know the structure of the seed. Now, let us see what is germination, what are the conditions required for it. Germination is the development of a new plant from the embryo in a seed. Seeds need certain conditions to germinate, like water. How much water? To activate enzymes which digest, store food, whereas oxygen, which is needed for the production of energy. Warmth is needed for the enzymes to work effectively. So, air, temperature, that is warmth, and sunlight, and the proper nutrition and water, all these conditions, what will they do? They will help the seed grow, and a healthy seed will give rise to a new plant if it gets these conditions properly. So, it will give rise to a new plant. Now, in germination the factors were air, water, light, etc. So most of the plants grow from seeds, but not every seed is a healthy seed, so how it does not grow into plants. Only ripe and healthy seeds which get all the favorable conditions grow into new plants, that we have seen. And we also saw the stages of germination. We saw in the previous, which I will be sharing the link with you children in the description of this video, so that you can also see the stages of germination. Let me tell you orally once again, so that you know, and not any topic or concept is left out. Okay. So the stages of germination are, first of all, the embryo root. When the healthy seed gets all the conditions of favorable conditions, the embryo root, first of all, the first step that happens is the root grows downwards into the soil. It opens the seed coat, and through the opening it grows downwards in the soil. This is the first step. In the second step, the root starts growing and the cotyledons are pulled upwards. As the root has gone down, the shoot is also growing and it pulls the cotyledon upwards with the stem. Now the baby plant called the seedling starts coming down of the cotyledons, and this is the third step. Now fourth step, what happens is the stem grows longer and the first leaves start developing. The last step is the leaves develop completely and the cotyledons fall off, and thus the process of germination is complete, where the seed has grown into a seedling or a baby plant where it has got seeds, leaves present, and the cotyledons finally fall off. Then we saw what is the seed dispersal and why is it necessary. Now why seed dispersal is the scattering of, it is the process by which seeds are scattered away from the parent plant. That is nothing but dispersal. But why is it necessary? Seeds must be carried away or dispersed or scattered from the parent plant to what? Reduce overcrowding, reduce competition for growth, water, light, nutrients, etc. So that is why seed dispersal is necessary. We also saw the agents of dispersal and the method. Wind dispersal is nothing where the seeds travel through the wind. The examples that we saw were dandelion plant. Now the seed dispersal through wind may have extension which act as a parachute or wings. So the dandelion seed has a wing like structure, so they are able to fly in the air. But whereas the other was water dispersal. Water dispersal happens through the seeds travel in the water. Example is coconut. Now we have animal. This is some extra information like internal and external type. Fruit is brightly colored to attract animals. When the animals eat, or the eaten seed travels with the animals through acidic digestive juices, and when they excrete out, these seeds come in the contact of soil and they give rise to a plant. Whereas what is the external one? Now some of the seeds have sticky hooks or substances, so that they stick into animals' fur or carried away through the body of the animal. So some are carried away and they are dropped and they give rise to a new plant. So these were the agents of seed dispersal. We also saw why we grow vegetables for our food purposes, and it is a major industry in India. That is for who grows vegetables? A farmer, correct. We also saw for agriculture what are the conditions required, that the types of soil for different crops, like the clay soil, sandy soil, black soil, etc. So these are some examples where which plant requires which soil. So rice needs clay soil, whereas bajra grows in sandy soil. Coconut will require a sandy soil, that's why it grows on the beaches. After discussing the types of soil, we also saw what are the types of crops. We saw the two types of crops, kharif crops and rabi crops. So these are also called as summer crops and winter crops. So the example of summer crops are, the summer crops are rice, millets, maize, pulses, whereas the vegetables that are grown, that a farmer grows as kharif crops are onion, pumpkin, brinjal, whereas the winter crops are wheat, barley, gram, etc. So you can refer to this table. We also saw the different stages of agriculture. What a farmer does is, the first step includes ploughing, which is the loosening of the soil. After ploughing, what happens is the enrichment of soil, that is manures and fertilizers are applied for enriching the soil or increasing the quality. Then the sowing of seeds is done. Healthy seeds are selected and they are sown into the soil in a particular pattern. Then irrigation, water is provided to these seeds for their growth. Then use of chemicals is taken place so as to avoid pesticides or the weeds to grow, and any insect is affecting or not, that is taken care of. And finally, when the crop is ready to harvest, it is harvested and stored. And in the storage, you need to store it in a dry and ventilated place just to avoid the growth of molds. Molds are the fungus like or the bacteria like things that grow and destroy the crops or the grains that have been cultivated, so harvested, sorry. So they are stored properly in big godowns and they are finally transported, and this is how we get the grains, and this is the process of agriculture is thus complete. So in this chapter we saw everything. Now let us come to the worksheet. So children, open a new page in your science classwork only. Previously I told you to solve it in a paper, but no need for that. You can stick, if you have solved it in the paper, well and good, stick that paper into your classwork notebook, and no need to throw off that. You need to stick that again in your classwork notebook, and from now on just take a new page, make sure you put the heading correctly. So name it as worksheet of chapter number this and this, and you have to write the proper chapter name. Put today's date, open a new page in your science classwork notebook that is of 200 pages, and write down this lesson's name, worksheet chapter 1, getting to know plants. So let us start solving this. Okay. So children, here is this our worksheet. I have already sent you this through the Prism, so you need to download it and copy in a question. This is a simple worksheet where we will be solving the 10 blanks and name the following. Easy one, so that you need to solve this on your own. I will be providing you with the answers too, but orally, not on the screen. So make sure you are listening it very carefully and noting it down as the answer. Okay. So the first question, put today's date, the name of the lesson, that is chapter 1, getting to know plants. You can label it as worksheet, and in the margin leave a line and write question number 1, that is filling the blanks. Again leave a line and you have to copy each question. After each question, make sure you leave a line. Okay, don't forget to leave a line. The first one is, some plants not only store food but also produce new plant. Roots of some plants not only store food but also produce new plants. They are known as dash. I repeat, roots of some plants not only store food but also produce new plants. They are known as dash. So we saw how reproduction takes place, or how a plant gives rise to a new plant with the help of root. So any guesses? If you are able to write the answer, very good, but if not, you have to wait for me to answer. Okay, I will give you the answers too. So the seeds, second question, leave a line, put a dash for the, leave a space for the answer, leave a line and copy the next question, that is seeds which have only one cotyledon are known as dash. We discussed the two types of cotyledon in the previous videos. Yes, any guesses? Yes, the two types of cotyledons were monocotyledons and dicotyledons. But here what is asked is the seeds which have only one cotyledon, they will be called as monocotyledons. Correct. Monocotyledon is seeds. The spelling is monocotyledons, cotyledons, monocotyledons. Leave a line, copy the third blank, that is seeds which have two cotyledons are known as dash. Just now I told you the answer. Yes, you have correctly children. It is dicotyledons. Cotyledon spelling you can copy it from the blank itself, and the question is D-I-C-O-T, dicot. Now the fourth, leave a line, copy the fourth blank, that is the spot where the seed is attached to the plant is known as dash. Yes, the spot where the seed is attached to the plant is known as. So children, the spot where the seed is attached to the plant is what it is called as? Yes, the helium or the micropyle. Yes, I have given you, you have to find out this answer. This is as your homework. So I will be giving the practical. In the practical we have done it. So again, what your homework is, you again have to watch that practical video and find out the answer for this fourth blank. Okay. Now the process of the next, leave a line and copy the next question. That is the process of spreading seed to different places is called dash. So the process of spreading seeds is nothing but, just now we discussed what it is. Yes, the seed dispersal. Dispersal spelling DISPERSAL, dispersal. The practice of growing crops on a large scale for food or the other purpose is termed as agriculture. Yes, correct. The spelling for agriculture is AGRICULTURE. Children, hope you are leaving a line after each question, correct? So I am not repeating it again and again. Copy the seventh blank, that is the growth of tissues or cells separated from the organism is known as dash. Leave a line and copy the eighth blank, that is the chemicals used to destroy harmful insects or plants are called dash. Leave a line and copy the next ninth blank, that is the baby plant is also known as dash. Dash is a bulb shaped underground stem. So copy these questions and pause the video and let me know. So children, it is the growth of tissues or separated is nothing but the cell division, or you can even write reproduction is one and the same. Okay. Dash is a bulb shaped underground stem. Yes. You can write the example of potato is also a bulb shaped underground stem. Now the question number 2 is name the following. You have to open your textbooks and to page number 1 of your first lesson and find out the two plants that reproduce from spore. In page number 5 there are the two examples given. So you have to find out the answer from there and you have to write it. Two underground stems, that also this is your homework. Two plants that reproduce by stem cuttings are rose, and rose plant is the example of a stem cutting, which is also known as grafting. It is the example of stem cutting. The examples are all given in textbook. You have to find out. So this is just a simple 2 question sheet. So you should be able to solve it. Okay. Examples are present in the textbook, so you have to solve this worksheet and upload it on the drive, and if you still have any doubt you can mail me on this ID. So children, we will stop here, and this is my email ID. You have to email your doubts on me, whatever your doubt is, on this email ID. Okay. So take good care of yourselves and make sure you are uploading it on the drive. I have sent you the notification even. So please make sure you are doing it. Okay. So this was all for today. Take care children. Goodbye.